Hey guys, TK03 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the TK03 Kamen Rider Drive Type Wild from Kamen Rider Drive. This is the third entry in the entire Koukan series, and Drive's second type. So this includes a few things: one figure, 2 tires, and 1 accessory. So let's start by taking a look at the Type Wild figure. So right off the bat you'll see that this is quite a bit different from Type Speed, both in terms of the armor and in terms of the color. Because the armor here is black, the bodysuit has been changed to a silver color. And the armor itself is quite different from that of Type Speed. Starting with the helmet, you can see that it retains some elements from Type Speed, like the racing stripes, drive symbol, and headlight visor. But other parts have been changed. It now has this kind of front grille part with some bumper guards on it, and as well as a little kind of toe line reel on the chin. And the back part has been painted red for the tail lights. The chest armor now resembles Trideron Type Wild's front bumper, with having most of it being black, a little bit of blue and red for the lights. Have the front grille here, a couple of vents down here and here. The belt is the same as before, but now has a sticker with a W for Type Wild. See that the arm part, or the armor on the arm, has been changed a little bit, both with the forearm and bicep armor having slightly different designs. Got new shoulder pads. You can also see that Type Wild now has thigh armor in addition to the knee guards and shin guards, while the feet remain the same. In the back you can still see the same car undercarriage that was on Type Speed, but now in silver. And the tire has now been moved from across the chest to being on the shoulder, but only on the right shoulder. The included tires are, first off, the Type Wild tire, which, like the Type Speed tire, is based on a real kind of tire, in this case an off-road tire. And see, it has these various nubs all around it for better traction. Has Type Wild Rin on it. Has a red stripe around the middle instead, a silver stripe instead of red. And has the same type of inner wheel as the Massive Monster tire. And the other tire is the Rumble Dump tire. This one is just yellow plastic with this silver painted drill bit. You can see a bunch of detailing and some kind of chevrons to it. And the gimmick here is that if you hold by this part, which is the Rumble Smasher, then spin this wheel part, it'll make the drill spin, and you can go in both directions. Removing the Rumble Smasher, you can see the inner gears here, as well as its name, Rumble Dump, written on both sides. And you can see the inner wheel part on the back, though it's unpainted. Articulation-wise is pretty standard for the gimmick figures, though it is a bit different than Type Speed. It is not a ball joint. The shoulders are where things are kind of changed up. Still has the 360-degree rotation, as well as movement in and out, but you can actually pull both shoulders out a little bit for some slightly increased movement. Though it really isn't that much, as it doesn't go any far, as it's really just used for moving the arms inward a little bit. Not much else. So I have the bicep swivel, Single joint elbows, gauntlet swivel, rotating wrists, 2 finger joints, waist rotation, legs move forward and back, in and out, thigh swivel, though it is kind of hindered by the thigh armor, as it can't really go any farther this way, and only this far in this direction. Single joint knee, and ball joint ankles. Next accessory is the handle cannon. So this has the grip and the steering wheel, which are in black plastic, while the blade is painted in metallic blue. See, it has all of the same details as the deluxe toy, just in miniature form, including the slot for putting in a shift car. And if that weren't enough, you can actually rotate the handle, though this is just on a free rotation joint, so it can technically go past where the toy and the prop can. And you can simply take it and put it in either one of Drive's hands, and you can use it with any figure, type Speed or type Wild, or any of the future ones. I'll just show it off with type Wild here, since it's what includes it. Now I've shown everything off on its own, we can tire Koukan. So for that, what you're going to want to do is first remove the Type Wild tire. Then you're actually going to take off one more part, which is this silver cap here. Taking this off, you can see it reveals a peg similar to the one on Type Speed. So once you've done that, you want to line up this hole here with the peg right there, and attach the tire onto the shoulder, making sure that clicks into place. And there you have Drive Type Wild Dump. So now you've got on the shoulder. You move it forward, move it back. It really doesn't hinder the articulation since it's on the shoulder. And you can still take this part and spin it to spin the drill. You can also take off the rumble smasher and have it Drive hold in either hand. Now in the show he holds it with his left hand, and it is actually somewhat possible in the toy version. It's a little bit tricky because of the shift brace that's attached to the wrist. What you kind of want to do is basically fit it inside this little gap here. Something like that. And there he's got it in his hand. This also helps because it acts as a wedge so that it doesn't fall, as his hands can't quite fully grip it to the point where it'll stay in place. Although like this you have to spin the drill manually. It is nice that it gives you options. Of course you can use other tires with Type Wild. And so because of its similarities to the other Type Wild tires, I'll use the massive monster tire. Again, as you can see, have the same kind of inner wheel. So we'll attach the tire to the shoulder. Because we don't need to put anything else on, we can put it back on the cap. And equip him with the monster weapon. To make type wild monster. And one more thing you can do is use the contents here with Trideron type wild. So of course you can take the rumble dump tire, attach it to one of the tire ports. And the interesting thing here is that now this part can rotate like this, as this is stuck in place, but the gears still work. And you can also put Type Wild inside the driver's seat, though this is a little bit tricky because of the tire on the shoulder. Basically what you want to do is not have him hold onto the steering wheel. Instead you're going to put him in something like this. Make sure that the shoulder is kind of shifted down. And you want to kind of shift him over to the side so you can have the tire fit within this space here. Something like this. And then he's inside. Obviously he's a little bit crooked, but he kind of has to be. And it's not the noticeable since of course this is made of clear black, so the actual sight of him inside is kind of obscured. But it is nice that you can still use this figure with Trideron. And you have the appropriate driver for this mode. So overall, this is a really good figure. It is nice that for Drive, his different types are actually quite drastically different from one another, to the point where they almost look like different riders. Which I think is nice, because even though the gimmick is the same, it does give you some variety, you know, especially with how the position of the tire changes. And that allows for different stuff, like here, being able to have a weapon attached to the tire while attached to Drive. Of course, you can mix and match the different tires between what figures you have, so you have even more playability. So if you're collecting the entire Koukan series, this guy is definitely recommended. So, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more videos. And for now, this is TK03, riding off.